Thank you for requesting this training about Breeze. What is Breeze and how are you going to implement, or how can you implement Breeze in your daily life? And that's what we're gonna do in this training, which consists of 2 videos. And one is the basic exercise and the other is a sort of like how you really can integrate it every moment of today. Because doing single breathing exercises to be more focused and calm yourself down is great, but it will not in the end help you to get rid of this underlying feeling of stress which you might have in your body. And maybe you're like me, that I was not even aware that I had stress in my body. I was doing my things, I was always busy, I had a lot of energy and I wanted to achieve more and more and more. And although in my head I was not stressed or had tension, my body surely thought and approached it differently. And I could do these exercises to release tension and stress, evidently. But once I started to implement on a more regular basis, frequently, I really started to bring down the stress levels in my body, which opened up my body, but also my mind. And that is exactly what is Breeze going to do. My secret weapon to feel more calm and in control with breathing. And the exercise which we're going to do is catch and release. And one thing our brain doesn't like is uncertainty. We want to have control. We want to have grip. We want to have a grip on ourselves and on everything which is going to happen. But everything more than now is uncertainty. So therefore it's really hard for the brain to get a grip on all this, and we are trying to hold on this kind of creating certainties and levels of control. And only by doing that you create tension in your body. And the catch and release exercise practice, which I call Breeze, is exactly the opposite. Instead of taking your control, instead of trying to catch it and get it, you let it go. And by letting go, you open up your body, and you also open up your mind, basically. And the exercise consists of 5 different phases, and we're gonna bring you through every phase so that you can practice it at home. It will not take longer than 5 minutes to do it, so that's really good. And I think that's anyhow super fantastic of breathing exercises, because you tap in immediately to your autonomic nervous system. You immediately have an effect on how you feel. And isn't that also what we want in daily life? To have an immediate reaction, an outcome of what we are doing. So the first thing we're gonna do is you're gonna sit on a chair or on the couch. It doesn't really matter as long as you're seated, and you have your feet on the ground. Your feet on the ground for grounding, and also important is that your shoulders are in line with your hips. Do you know that when you are leaning forward, you're more in the future? When you're leaning backwards, it's relaxed, which you will see in a minute, but it's also living in the past. So you want to be present in whatever you're going to do. And when you're present, you don't need to hold on to things, because you're present in the here and now. Your breath and your body are the only things which are really present in the here and now. Remember. So you sit upright, shoulders above your hips, so that you're present, you're really aware. You're grounded with your feet on the floor, and you make your spine right and your shoulders a little bit backwards so that you open up your chest. You want to approach the world, life, everything in front of you in openness. And then you might want to close your eyes, but it's not really necessary. So you tune into yourself. Normally when you close your eyes, it's easier to tune in, but it depending also where you are and when you want to practice this. So you start with observing your breath. Take a couple of breaths in through your nose and slowly out through your mouth. And it's not only that you start to observe your breath, but observe also other sensations around you. which can be the feeling of sitting on a chair or on the couch, or it can be the temperature in the room. Just become aware of it and do this for 30 seconds to 1 minute. The second stage is going into bringing more body awareness. So it's a quick body scan from your head to your toes. And the only thing you're going to do now is observe if you feel different sensations within your body. Uncertainties, stress and tension create tension in your body. You might be aware of it, but also not. But still, it's happening. When you don't feel it, doesn't mean your body doesn't recognize it. And tension normally gets stored somewhere in our body. It can be stored in your shoulders. It can be stored in your jaw. It can be stored in your lower back. And it's for you an exercise to understand where do you feel different sensations in your body. And do this also for 1 minute. Then a step further is, of course, to release this tension. So while you're doing the body scan, first roughly from head to toe, then you do it again more slowly and release on those places where you feel tensed up. Release it and let it go. It can be that you have your hands clenched like this and then you open them. It might be that you're grinding your teeth or have really tight, then you just let your chin a little bit loose. Your shoulders, bring them down and release then your shoulders. By doing that, you bring in awareness, but you allow your body to open up and feel more relaxed. You bring in your mind and your body in a place to be more relaxed. Then the fourth step is going even further than your body, and that is your mind. What are expectations which you're holding on to? What are the things that exactly need to go like you want it to go? What are your disappointments? What are your frustrations? Just think about all of this. And then notice also that you might have very strong attachments to the way of thinking, or that you really want things to go like they should go. And if they're not, then you're insecure, you don't feel good about yourself, you're frustrated or angry. But what if you let that attachment? What if you let that expectation go? So think about this and ask yourself, from all the things I have in my head, I choose one which I want to let it go. This can be the one thing of today, it can be the one thing of tomorrow, the next week or the next month. I work per day. I ask myself, what is the thing which I want to let go? And then imagine it in my head. I smile at it like, yes, let it go. And just like the tension in my body, I let go of this attachment which I have in my mind and let it go. And also that will give a feeling of openness, of relaxation, of calmness. Of course, you're still motivated to do things and achieve results and your goals. But maybe you're open up to allow it to go in a way that is maybe different than you thought before. And that is exactly what you're doing when you let go. Also the things which you have in your mind. It's like a whiteboard. Wipe them off and accept the uncertainties which might happen instead of holding on to it. Then the fifth exercise is lean back. I told you already in before. And leaning back means or relaxation completely and open up like we're doing here, or you're living in the past. When you do it in this situation, it's good because you lean back, you open up again, and you really open up to whatever comes in your direction. You feel more safe because you don't need to hold tight to things. You accept that what will happen is okay. that gives more space, that gives more calmness, and that gives also more ease to get through the day. And that's why I call this exercise Breeze. Breathing makes the connection between you, your mind and your body. Yes, you're more than your head alone. And by letting go the tensions in your body, but also in your mind, you let go of the expectations you have. And it opens up for new possibilities and a way more relaxed way of living. This whole exercise is about 4-5 minutes. You can do it daily as many times as you want. It will really help you to let go of the tightness and the rigidity, which in the end you will find back in your body, and open up to nice new things in life. Good luck with it, and let me know how it goes. And I have even a second video for you when we continue with the practice to really integrate it in your daily life.